You slowly open your eyes and realize you're lying on soft, damp moss in the heart of a dense forest. Towering trees with massive trunks loom over you, their crowns nearly swallowing the sky. Soft sunbeams filter through the leaves, lighting up a small clearing. Glowing blue and purple mushrooms are everywhere, their light shimmering on the ground. The air is cool and misty, filled with the quiet hum of insects and the rustle of leaves. You look around, dazed, trying to understand where you are. You struggle to your feet and slowly scan the area, trying to find your bearings. The forest feels endless, trees standing so thick there's barely any room to move. A thin fog creeps along the ground, hiding roots and stones. In the distance, you hear the faint gurgle of a stream. Glowing mushrooms cluster along a trail, as if guiding the way. A sense of unease and uncertainty begins to take hold. You pull your phone from your pocket and tap the screen, desperate for a signal. The display flickers with a cold light, but the words, "No signal," stare back at you from the corner. You look at the device with disappointment and slowly lower your hand. The forest feels even more alien now, cut off from everything you know. The fog thickens, the mushrooms dim, and the silence begins to feel heavy. Suddenly, a faint rustle echoes from deep within the woods, and you snap your head up. The leaves on the nearby bushes twitch, as if something just brushed past. The wind picks up, swaying the branches and creating an eerie, unsettling groan. The glowing mushrooms flicker, casting long shadows between the trees. The forest isn't peaceful anymore. You tense up, bracing for danger. You take a slow step back, trying not to make a sound. The wind surges, lashing at the branches and creating a frantic rustling. Leaves fall all around you, swirling in the air. The fog rolls in, swallowing the distant trees. The glowing mushrooms now only light the small patch of ground beneath your feet, leaving everything else in total darkness. You can feel the fear rising in your chest. You spin around and bolt down a narrow forest path. Moss and dry twigs crunch under your feet. Trees blur past you as the fog thickens, making the path harder to see. The mushrooms cast a faint, ghostly blue glow on the trail. You run as fast as your legs can carry you, desperate to escape whatever is lurking in the dark. Suddenly, you trip over a thick root hidden beneath the moss. You lunge forward, hands hitting the dirt hard. Leaves and moss scatter everywhere. For a second, the world goes dark. You lie there, gasping for air, your heart hammering against your ribs in total panic. You slowly lift your head and spot a dark figure standing among the trees ahead. The silhouette is motionless, almost completely swallowed by shadows. The forest goes deathly quiet, as if it's holding its breath. Fog drifts across the ground, thick with dread. You realize you're standing face to face with the unknown. The figure suddenly lunges toward you. Its movements are sharp, jagged, and terrifyingly silent. You try to stand, but your legs feel like lead. The wind howls, and branches snap with a loud crack. The mushrooms flicker violently, creating a nightmare atmosphere. You realize there's nowhere left to run. The figure delivers a swift, crushing blow, and you hit the ground. The world begins to blur, and every sound turns into a muffled hum. The forest slowly fades to black, and the glowing mushrooms dim until they disappear. You feel your strength draining away as you drift into unconsciousness. Everything goes quiet. Your eyes snap open, and you find yourself lying in the exact same forest clearing. Sunbeams are piercing through the branches again. The glowing mushrooms are bright and vibrant, as if nothing ever happened. The air is calm and still. You realize that somehow, you've been pulled back in time. You sit up abruptly, gasping for breath, trying to make sense of it all. The forest looks identical to before. Even the mushrooms and stones are in the same spots. The fog is thin and barely visible. You look around frantically, checking to see if history is about to repeat itself. You decide to head in a different direction, hoping to change your fate. Instead of the old path, you turn left where the forest seems thinner. A narrow passage opens up between the trees. The light grows brighter, and the fog begins to fade. For a moment, you feel a flicker of hope. You step out into a small, open clearing where the trees are sparse. In the center lies a large, flat stone covered in moss. Tall grass and a few bushes surround it. Sunlight pours onto the ground, creating a rare sense of safety. For the first time, you breathe a sigh of relief. Then, you hear the distant sound of footsteps. They're slow, steady, and cautious. The wind gently sways the grass and the leaves of the nearby bushes. The sun begins to dip lower, painting the woods in warm, golden hues. You realize you're not alone. You spot a person emerging from the trees. They walk slowly, scanning the clearing with a watchful eye. Their silhouette is bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun. The wind dies down, and a strange calm settles over the clearing. You're finally meeting someone in this world. You take a step forward, trying to make contact. The forest begins to darken as the sun slips behind the trees. Shadows stretch long and deep across the grass. The glowing mushrooms start to shine again in the gathering twilight. The air feels heavy with mystery and a hint of dread. Suddenly, a piercing scream echoes from deep within the forest. The sound vibrates through the trees. Birds take flight in a sudden panic, and the leaves begin to shiver. The sky turns dark, and the wind roars to life. You realize danger is coming back. Instinctively, you turn and scramble for a place to hide. Trees and bushes are everywhere, but nowhere feels safe. Fog starts rising from the earth again. The glowing mushrooms cast a cold, blue light across the dirt. Your heart starts racing all over again. You press yourself against a thick tree trunk and stay perfectly still. The wind howls through the branches, a haunting, restless sound. Fog slowly eats away at the world around you. The faint glow of the mushrooms lights the ground at your feet. You hold your breath, praying to stay hidden. You peek out from behind the trunk and see a dark figure drifting past. Its movements are slow and deliberate. It vanishes into the thick fog between the trees. The forest goes quiet again. You realize the immediate threat has passed, for now. You cautiously step out from your hiding spot and begin to move deeper into the woods. The sky has turned pitch black, night has arrived. The glowing mushrooms are now your only source of light. The trees look taller, more menacing. You realize the night is only just beginning. You press on through the dark forest. The cold light of the mushrooms begins to bleed into a strange, purple mist. Suddenly, the air turns heavy and thick. One thought flashes through your mind, the witch's scent. You spin around, feeling invisible eyes boring into your back. The forest suddenly falls dead silent. The fog becomes so thick you can't even see your own hands. Out of the silence, a deafening, bone-shaking roar erupts, making the ground tremble. High above the treetops, the massive, monstrous silhouette of the white whale drifts through the sky. Is this real, or a memory? The terror is absolute. You collapse to your knees, shielding your ears. The roar fades, and the fog clears just enough. Looking up, you see a figure standing before you. A girl in a black and white maid uniform with short pink hair covering one eye. It's Ram. She looks down at you with cold contempt, clutching a magic staff. Ram takes a step forward, wind swirling violently around her. She levels her staff at you. Her voice is quiet but sharp in the night air. Barusu, the scent of the witch on you is so foul it offends my very senses. Before you can speak, a second figure emerges from the darkness. It's her twin, Rem, with short blue hair. Her eyes are burning with rage. A single white horn erupts from her forehead, and she grips a massive, spiked morning star. She swings the heavy weapon, ready to strike. The chain thunders past, missing your head by an inch and shattering a tree. You press yourself into the dirt, terrified. Rem steps from the shadows, her face twisted with demonic fury. She isn't here to listen. To them, you are nothing but a member of the witch cult. You scramble up and dive into the thicket, trying to lose them in the fog. Behind you, you hear the whistle of the chain and the snap of breaking wood. Rem is relentless, tearing through the forest. Pink flashes of Ram's wind magic slice through the dark above you. The forest has become a death trap. Your strength fails, and you trip again, tumbling into a deep ravine. As you slide down the damp earth, you see the flash of Rem's glowing horn at the cliff's edge. She raises her morning star for the killing blow. You close your eyes, waiting for the pain and the reset. Your eyes snap open. You're back on the moss, staring up at the endless canopy. Glowing mushrooms flicker around you. You're wearing your black and orange tracksuit, collar turned up. The phantom pain still lingers, but your eyes are full of cold determination. You know they're coming. And you know why. You don't wait for the rustle. You jump to your feet and bolt through the woods, ignoring your phone. You head straight for the sunlit clearing. You have to reach them before the fog sets in, before their suspicion turns into a bloodlust you can't stop. You leap over the roots that tripped you before. You burst into the center of the clearing. You stand your ground, arms spread wide, showing your empty palms. You scream their names into the trees, hoping for a different start. The silence is heavy, but you don't move an inch. Two figures emerge from the shadows. Ram and Rem look at you with pure shock. Their weapons aren't drawn yet, but they're tense. Ram narrows her eyes. Barusu, how does a simple wanderer know the names of the maids of the Roswell mansion? You take a deep breath and speak from the heart, fighting the tremor in your voice. You tell them about the scent they smell and that you aren't their enemy. You look Rem in the eyes and beg for help. Her blue bangs flutter in the wind, and her fists clench. She's hesitant. Your words are working. Suddenly, the sky turns a deep purple. Shadows stretch like black claws across the grass. You spin around, panicked. Ram raises her staff, and Rem pulls her heavy chain from beneath her skirt. From the darkness of the trees, dozens of red eyes begin to glow. The monsters are here. Massive black dogs with glowing red eyes, the Woolgarms, leap from the dark. There are too many of them. The sisters stand back to back, shielding you. Rem's flail smashes into a beast with a shower of sparks, while Ram's wind blades slice through the gloom. They're fighting with you, not against you. A beast lunges at your back. You can't move in time. But then, a blue flash, Rem intercepts the monster, her body shielding yours. She turns for a split second, and the hatred in her eyes is gone, replaced by a fierce need to protect her guest. The forest echoes with the roar of battle. As the last beast vanishes into black smoke, a heavy silence falls. Rem lowers her weapon, her horn fading away. Ram walks over, her hair a mess, and kneels beside you. Her hands glow with a soft green light as she heals your torn shoulder. The fog begins to lift. You look at the sisters and manage a weak smile. This cycle didn't end in blood. Ram's contempt has faded into curiosity. Rem reaches out a hand to help you up, her white glove stained with soot. The sun begins to rise, painting the sky in soft shades of pink. The three of you walk down the forest path toward the manor. You're in the middle, your tracksuit in tatters, but your wound is gone. Ram is on your left, Rem on your right. The trees don't look scary anymore. In the distance, the towers of the Roswell Manor finally appear. Your journey has only just begun.